It's Rocky time, it's Creed time. We get another Rocky and Creed film. They're together again, that classic duo. What we're talking about today is all the opponents, or the major opponents from all these characters in different films, and rank them in terms of dangerosity. How much will they punch you to death? I mean, one in particular will punch you to death more than the other because he punches somebody to death.
Correct, yes.
But how would the other ones punch you to death also, in terms of dangerosity? Ready to start with Rocky 1?
Yes.
Who's the opponent?
Apollo Creed.
That's right.
Yep.
He's kind of I was going to say he's the Apollo Creed of the films. He is.
He's the Muhammad Ali.
He's the Muhammad Ali of the films, yeah.
He's flashy. He's powerful.
He has multiple things that he dresses up in before he comes out to box. Yeah, I enjoy all that thoroughly. I think he was probably more dangerous in his prime, but we don't really see him in his prime in the films, I feel.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because if a guy like Rocky, who can train for 5 weeks and then can go 13 rounds with him, how good a boxer is this guy at that particular moment? Had he lost the eye of the tiger by the time Rocky 1 had rolled around, is my question.
Oh, yeah, I think he was trying to regain the eye of the tiger.
Yeah.
You know?
And
so dangerosity.
Yes.
Well, I mean, he wins, so I guess he did.
But barely.
But barely, that's
But
true,
I think also he wins because he hits Rocky so much more.
Yeah, he's got precision. He doesn't have...
Yeah. He can't be hit as much as Rocky can, which is proven in Rocky 2.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yes.
Yeah.
When he gets...
That's Apollo's Creed.
That
right
is
there.
when he gets hit so much that he can't get up, and Rocky does get up, and then he
That's
eventually
true, yeah.
loses.
Uh-huh.
He obviously turns up in future movies and in 4 he's killed in particular.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk before we get to that though.
Well,
how dangerous
Well, I
is
think
he?
in terms of danger, I think we have to factor dangerosity then towards Rocky specifically, is how hard you hit. Because he can take a lot of hits.
Yeah, okay.
You know, he can take a lot of weak jabs, you know?
Yeah.
And Apollo's throwing some weak jabs, I feel.
Okay then.
And I'm saying versus Rocky. Even the weakest jab could fell me, a normal man, I feel. So
So you think not so dangerous?
yeah.
Not so dangerous.
That's right.
Next up, we've got...
Apollo Creed again.
Yes, well, let's... Yeah.
Okay, right?
Same ranking,
Yep.
slightly worse because he lost.
Correct, yes. Dangerosity through the floor.
That's right. But after that, we've got Clubber Lang, who comes out of jail to
Yes.
fight Rocky. Rocky isn't going to rise to the challenge initially, but then he insults his wife, and Mickey's like, you probably shouldn't fight this guy.
In front of a statue, right?
Yeah, that's right, because he'll beat you to death or whatever. Rocky's never been in better shape at this point, but he's just doing kind of, he's doing kind of showman kind of things to kind of regain the title, and Mickey's like, you're not the fighter you used to be.
Nah, do it in the voice.
You're not the fighter that you used to be.
You used to be, Rock. You're a bum.
I thought mine was better.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
But then Rocky deciding to fight him gets absolutely trounced.
Yeah.
He's kind of gone all Apollo Creed, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's living a comfortable
He's lost
life.
his own dangerosity.
He's got a robot.
Yep.
Maybe
that's
in this
true.
one, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Clubber Lang, he doesn't have a trainer. He trains by himself, and he's just a furious man battling away.
He's the Rocky in this movie.
He's the Rocky in this movie, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Don't
of
we
course,
all become the Rocky in our own movies?
I think this guy might be the most dangerous of all of them. He comes from the toughest background.
Yep.
And the trouncing that he gives Rocky compared to, say, Drago is way, way harder,
Agreed,
I feel.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Rocky does bounce back and does end up defeating him, but I don't think that's a fight that you'd ever forget.
No, there's speed and there's power, there's intensity.
Yeah.
There's so much sweat.
It's not
I feel
even-
it's the sweatiest fight he ever...
It might just be. But of course, Rocky does come back and manage to defeat him. But so I guess Rocky in his prime can still beat Clubber Lang. But I still think that Clubber Lang his dangerosity is through the roof, Mason.
Dangerosity, I think he's number one thus far.
Thus far. That's it. Next up, we have Ivan Drago. By the power of Grayskull, Mason.
It's He-Man himself.
It's He-Man himself. And by power of Grayskull, I mean power of steroids, obviously. Because he is a cheat.
Yes.
But that doesn't seem to really factor into the fight with Rocky.
No.
I mean, he
right.
obviously kills Apollo Creed, which again takes Apollo Creed's dangerosity down another
Yeah.
notch.
Well, I mean, it was through the floor earlier. Now it's 6 feet through the floor.
That's right. So, but fighting Rocky, I feel like that's a fairly even match for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, from memory. How do you feel about that?
I think you're probably right. And I think also his bloodlust was probably sated after he killed Apollo Creed.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
and his smugness,
Yeah.
I think. His smuggerosity
Is way
went
up
through
there.
the roof. And if your smuggerosity goes up, your dangerosity goes
That's
down.
right.
It's a well-established metric.
And if you
It's in that movie Moneyball. Remember Moneyball?
I remember Moneyball.
Yeah, it's dangerosity versus smuggerosity or whatever I said.
And if you recall, they both have training montages, but you already know that Rocky's going to beat this guy because he's using science and drugs to enhance himself, while Rocky has grown a beard and climbing in the snow.
Yeah.
So who's going to win that, obviously?
Exactly. Science. It's your will to win. That's what you need. You need the will to win.
Yes.
And you need the Rocky theme.
Obviously, in the real world, you need the drugs would work and you would probably win.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the verb were wrong. The drugs will work.
Obviously dangerous because he killed a man, but I still think behind Clubber Lang. Do you agree?
I agree, yes.
Excellent. Next up, we have Tommy Gunn.
Is this Rocky 5?
Yes.
I haven't seen Rocky 5.
Neither have I, but I've seen the fight.
Based on the name alone, he's some sort of machine gun from the 1920s.
Yes, that's right.
He's got a 100-round drum magazine. Sounds very dangerous.
And a pair of fists.
Yeah, he can kill a whole bunch of Dick Tracy's enemies all in one fell swoop. So
Almost certainly. But in this film, he becomes heavyweight champion, but people don't respect him the way that they respect Rocky.
I see.
So he goes to challenge Rocky to a street fight, and Rocky beats him up. That being said...
Do they have gloves on?
No. I don't believe so. Rocky was past his prime.
Yep.
And in addition to that...
Yeah.
Tommy Gunn was after his heavyweight title match.
Yeah, right.
So he might have been feeling a bit low also.
Oh, so he won a heavyweight title match and then he went out and he just punched on with Rocky in a street.
Yes.
Incredible.
And he lost.
Yeah.
So dangerosity, not so high.
Look, and I think the thing here is boxing without gloves, maybe that increases your dangerosity. But it also increases your self-dangerosity because you're going to break your hands.
You're going to break your hand, that's right.
Break your hands, it's madness.
Yeah.
Put those gloves on, tape them up properly.
Tape them bloody up, mate. That being said, some people say that boxing would be safer if you took away the gloves because people wouldn't just continually hit somebody in the head again and again because you'd have to protect your hands.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But I don't know anything about boxing. And that's my story.
Yes.
Next up, we've got Mason, the Line Dixon. I think real life scary. Movie scary, not as scary. He just seems like a realistic fighter.
Yes, that's true. This Rocky Balboa is where I feel like they really pulled back on the Hollywoodness of Rocky.
Yes.
I think he started out kind of a real guy in the first couple, and then by 3 and 4 he'd become this cartoon character.
He's got a robot butler.
They're all every single one is throwing a punch that would kill a normal man. And they're getting hit with 100 at a time. You know, it's just, it really got a little silly, and I think Rocky Balboa they really pared it back.
Yeah,
and I think that works for the modern moviegoer.
Yeah, Rocky doesn't defeat this guy, but the guy does hurt his hand in the early round, so it becomes an even match. He's definitely got a lot of dangerosity. This guy,
yes,
but I don't think he's up there.
No, and I also don't think he's a sportsman. He's not a monster.
He's not a killer.
He's not a steroid-addled monster. He's not a man who's just got out of jail and is very happy to go back to jail. He's the dangerosity's low because he's there to win. He's not there to kill.
That's right. But next up, of course, we've got whoever Creed fought in Creed 1.
Oh, yeah.
Creed 2 fought someone in Creed 1, son of Creed, who's called Creed 2.
Yes.
Dangerous-ish? Ricky Conlon, his name was actually.
Oh, yes.
Again, kind of a real guy. He did win, but I feel like that guy in the heyday of Rocky couldn't have defeated Rocky in his heyday.
Agreed.
I mean, Rocky ends up beating everybody anyway. But yeah, where do you think he factors in? It's hard to rank the real world ones.
Isn't
you know
it, though?
what I mean?
Yeah. This is why we're not sports commentators. Because we'd
Is
be
this
like,
why?
Yeah,
Is this the only reason?
That's the only reason. Because we'd be like, well, this guy's pretty good, but he's not as good as Mr. T. Just wailing
Who's
on it.
not a real life boxer.
Correct, yes.
Unlike these last two, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say he's dangerous enough.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
he wins, doesn't he? And that's great. Of course, we can't speak to Creed 2 because at the time of recording this, we haven't seen it. But that guy looks super dangerosity, doesn't he?
Yeah. Do you
He's
think
got
they're going to go
muscles on
silly
his
with this, or do
muscles.
you think they're going to...
I think it's going to walk that line.
Yeah, right, uh-huh.
I hope they go a little bit silly.
Yeah.
I mean, the size of that guy alone is silly. He's a ridiculous size. Yeah.
I just want something small, like maybe his arms transform into big steel cables.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just something small like that.
Something little. Just
or
a little...
jet boots.
Yeah, if it... okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some bonus ones here that I thought might be worth mentioning.
Oh, yes.
Joe Fraser actually auditioned for Mr. T. I've got a bit of a fact about
and
that.
he's in Rocky 1, isn't he?
Does he come on stage?
He makes an appearance in Rocky 1, yeah.
There you bloody go.
He pops in and he says hello to both the fighters, yeah.
What a good bloke. It's a brief audition sparring match resulted in 6 stitches for Sylvester Stallone. The star compared entering a boxing ring with Fraser to going into a lion's cage covered in steak sauce and asking, how do you think I will taste? So he was too dangerous to put in the actual movie because I guess he thinks this guy isn't going to do stage boxing. He's going to really
do real
beat
boxing.
me up.
Yeah, right.
So, So he's replaced with Mr. T.
I guess it would be difficult. Like if you've spent your entire career actually punching people.
Yeah.
To just got to pull those punches now.
That's it. Well, that's a pretty big dangerosity right there.
I
though,
know.
feel.
Right. Okay.
And last up, of course, this isn't every person that all of these people have fought, but we can't go past Thunderlips.
As played by Hulk Hogan, yes.
From Rocky 3?
3, he's in 3, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it starts off as a bit of a fun time, Rocky thinks, but then it's a real fight, and then Rocky beats him up, and then it's not a real fight at the end, or something?
Sure.
Is that right? What happens?
Yeah.
What a world!
Well, look, I'd put that at maximum dangerosity, because if you release his sex tape, he'll sue you, and then you'll lose your publishing empire.
But that's on you. You shouldn't do it.
Probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. That is all the Rocky boxes. Some of them. We didn't probably do all of them. Who do you think's got the most or least dangerosity?
Let us know in
We'd
the
love
comments.
to hear. Yeah.
Like and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button, bro.
Hit the bell icon.
Oh, is that what it is?
You got to do it all, Mason.
Wow.
And also be sure to come back every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday for bloody videos here. Also have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. We recently did an episode on the first 2 Rocky films, and we're going to be doing one upcoming for Creed 2, which stars Creed 2 himself.
Mr. Creed.
Creed 2.
Creed Jr.
Yeah, that's right.
Junior Creed.
Junior Creed. Thanks for watching, though.
Grab that jam, you guys. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.